Hello and welcome to the Friday Underground stream. I was running super late today, so I didn't set up anything earlier. Got caught in traffic, witnessed someone being put into a body bag. It was an interesting day. So yeah, we're free balling it today. That happens from time to time. But Tina, if you're free, I'll drop you a link. 1 sec. Yeah, like I said, I just kind of slapped this one together. And Chris is like, yeah, I'll come save you. And I'm like, thank you, but I'm Batman. I don't need saving. And he's like, all right, I'll put my red cape away. No,
Jiminy Jillikers.
How you doing, Chris?
Glad it's Friday. Holy shit, man. That's a hell of a week.
Yeah, it really has been. And the last couple of days, well, specifically, geez, what happened yesterday was insane. We'll try to hit what we could on that one.
Yeah.
Let me say a quick look. Keely Chow, what's up, buddy? Iceman Modeler. Hey, buddy. I think you came in just in time to watch Margot Robbie dancing for us. What's up, Toy Mafia? How you doing? Chris was saying hi as well. But yeah, yesterday was pretty insane. This week has been crazy between what happened with the another shooting, more madness. What the Dems did to Trump.
Yeah. We're in a banana republic.
Oh, yeah. I think the sky is falling, like literally. But remember, everyone out there, do not do anything bad. Keep things as peaceful as possible. This is what they want. They know they have nothing whatsoever. You got Michael Cohen, who is a convicted criminal. He's done perjury. He's been lying left and right. And it's all like on that guy's balls and what he said and what Bragg is trying to do from that. They claim
DA.
Yeah, it's jeez. I don't have any Emperor what do you call bumpers in here, do I? Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll play this one because it's close to it.
Welcome to hell.
Wait. We can't say the F-bomb yet. We're still too early.
No.
Oh, my God. This is insane, though. This is pure insanity. Left, right, and center. Geez.
Oh, yeah, you see the bill they were trying to pass. So one of the biggest flaws with our system of legislation and when we try to pass a bill, or you remember the Schoolhouse Rock, like, I'm a bill, you know, like, so one of the biggest flaws, hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, buddy. It's my back, bro.
Is that we can, like, other politicians can shoehorn, like, pork or bullshit into a bill that's being passed. So it's like, hey, I want a bill to fix roads in New York City. And then all of a sudden a bunch of politicians are like, yeah, let's teach Transformers in India. You know, and it's like, wait, what does that have to do with this bill? Well, it's part of the bill now. So if you pass the fix the roads in New York, now we're going to go pay the or teach the Transformers in India. That's like, that has nothing to do with what's going on. So they were trying to.
This is why Tommy and myself are not supporting Hasbro. But continue, Chris.
Yeah, screw them. But well, this was this recently happened where the Biden crime family was trying to pass a anti-TikTok bill, and I was like, okay, my ears perked up because I'm like, how could the marionette of the Winnie the Pooh be so like why would he do that? That's like biting the hand that pays him. Right. So I looked into it, and it turns out that thing was just 100% pork. It was all like it wasn't even about banning TikTok. Like that was part of it. That was like a really minor part, and the rest was just basically like, we can arrest you if you say anything bad about the Biden crime family or anything like online, like anything.
Wow.
Yep, that's the one too. Like if I heard part of that one, if you're a white person and you put up a black meme, they can literally come to your house and arrest you.
Yeah, and it's like
ridiculous.
Just a whole bunch of absurdities like that, and they're like, oh no, look, I guess we can't pass the ban TikTok bill. I guess we can leave the Chinese psyop running on American phones. Oh no.
And then they tried to dogpile what's his name, that Senator Hawley guy, because he came out and he's like, no, we need to ban TikTok. And he goes, and a bunch of other these social media apps, that's the same deal. They're taking all the data information. But they made it look like he's agreeing to that bill. That's not what his thing was, and that's not what he was pushing. He wasn't pushing that bill, that crazy bill. He was saying it's a separate matter altogether. But this is how they operate. It's attack attack the other side with the same thing you're
Yep.
being accused of and what you actually have done.
Rules for radicals.
Yep. Unbelievable.
It's so scary seeing, like, I'm at that point in my life now where I realize the adults are never coming to save us.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we are the adults, and if we don't get vocal, the bad people will keep winning. And I saw something recently, and along those lines too. There's literally someone head of a movement who is doxing people.
Yeah, I seen that. That's ridiculous.
No, it's so worrisome.
Saying full names online. That's I'm sorry. Listen, if you're a creator, it's your responsibility to not give any background information out to anyone, not for any reason. Not at all. That is, again, you're breaking pretty much a commitment to the people who are supporting your project. So if you're okay with that and you're doing that, I'm not backing you. I'm not going near you. I think it's disgusting in every level.
Friggin' frog's gay.
And it's really twisted. Really
it's
twisted.
destroyed. It'll shake consumer confidence, because when the normies who aren't even involved are like, wait a minute, you're going to steal all my postal information and then make it publicly available?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. How the hell? How do you have the balls to do that?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. There's insanity, like I said, all around. This week has been crazy. I saw that one in passing. And I retweeted it and stuff too. You want to know who it is? Go on Twitter. But I'm not bothering with that shit. It's just gross. But call it out. If you see it, call it out. Because, again, this whole thing, what we're doing, trying to get our books off the ground like that, we need backer support. And if you have someone who's the head of a movement who's literally throwing customers under the bus, dude, that's beyond evil.
Yeah, and the problem with that is it isn't so much that it affects that specific group or person or whatever, is that the seeds are now planted in all potential backers, where
of course,
if I back this book, I'm doing this in good faith, but there is a likelihood that somebody who doesn't like my political leaning or just wants to be a troll or something can steal my shit and mail me a big bag of human shit. Not saying that's ever happened to anybody but me, but it has.
It is insane. It's insane. But who's not insane? Who's a good person? We got someone special. We got a Dega Outlaw. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm completely nuts. Don't give me that.
Oh, well, I was wrong. You heard it from the doc first. Oh, man.
So what's the topic? I was busy doing something with my son. He just came back from work, so.
We're free balling it today because
Gotcha.
I was running some errands I had to do, and then I got stuck in traffic, and I witnessed the body being put into a body bag. Very disturbing. Yay!
Seen that several times on the California freeways where I grew up.
Yeah, the worst
Especially
one I've
if a
seen.
motorcycle was involved.
Oh, that's messy.
That's horrific.
Seen a lot of those.
The worst one that I've seen in person was at the Port Authority. I had an aerial, bird's eye view of what had happened, and the dude was run over by 4 buses, I believe.
Oh, damn! I think he's dead.
Yeah, one of those stockbroker types who he was on his little bicycle doing his little morning routine, and he's crossing in front of where the buses come out of the Port Authority. Because when they come out of there, you're not supposed to be going down that street for any reason whatsoever. So they come flying out as they're leaving the Port Authority. And the dispatcher's like, "Oh my God, Vinny, did you see this?" And I see what? Come over here. And I look over. I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
They had to have the firemen were there, the police were there, and they were using hoses to get all the blood out of there, and they were putting the rest of them in little baggies. Oh, holy crap!
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
Worst I saw.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just want. When I worked nights for a newspaper, one Saturday night I'm driving home at 3 a.m. and I see a bunch of red taillights just all brakes in the lane. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And they weren't moving, so I pulled over thinking, okay, there must have been an accident or something, whatever. And I'm just sitting there, and I see these people slowly walk by me and get into a car that had pulled up behind me. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. It was like a young couple, and they're all crying and shit. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should get out, see what's going on. So I get out, And you know how there's always that like hero dude or the hero person that takes charge of a situation. So this guy comes over to me and he hands me a flare. He's like, "Yeah, we got to put some flares down for the ambulance or whatever." And I'm like, "For what?" Oh, and I look over and there's this like in the median on the I was heading north, and on the median there was a SUV that was rolled over. It was completely upside down, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, we can just put some flares there." And stupid shit me, because it's pitch black. This is a highway. There's no street lights. I set up the flares and I walk over to the SUV and I like knock on the door and I notice the front side door or whatever is kind of messed up a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what it looks like. You got T-boned or something, And I'm stepping in something and I look like I'm looking in and I can't really see because it's really dark in there, but I can kind of see some stuff in there. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I got a bad feeling about that. And then the headlights from the oncoming trucks or whatever shine on where I was. And I look down and that squishy stuff that I was stepping in was, I thought it was just wet grass. It was hair. It was wet black hair, and it was all curly, and there was a couple of teeth in the hair and an eyeball.
Not okay.
Yeah, there was an eyeball looking at me, and I stood up, and I remember I just gasped for a second, and I walked a few steps back, and I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did it. It was like this big like boom went off, but I just stood there, and the hero guy comes over and he's like, "Did you see what was in there?" And I was like, No, I didn't see what was in there. I totally lied. And he's like, "This is why you wear seatbelts." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I remember getting back into my car and sitting down in the car. And I don't remember driving home or anything. I just remember waking up the next morning like, that was a fucked up dream.
Wow, dude. That's some really horrific stuff. I'll let Adega say his too in a minute.
Yes.
Let me say a quick hello to everyone else who's been popping up in there. We had William Palmieri's in the house. We got Pale Rider. This is Night Sugar Chris. This is She-Hulk. And I'm giving it to Marvel and Disney all the time because that's how we roll here. I thought you knew that, Pale Rider. Batman forever. So, there you go. Papa Cotton's in the house as well. Hello, Bendejo. He was saying that to all of us, and we always give it back to him because that's how we play. Parrot Head. Apparently, Papa had a strike, and he says it feels good. Awesome. You get a couple more of those. What do you get? A turkey if you get 3 in a row?
Yeah, I get a whole punch.
Lion Rotten, how you doing, man? King Toad is in the house. What's up?
Hey.
Yeah, we're free balling it today. There's a couple topics we were hitting here and there, but Adega, give us yours.
Well, two of them. It's not as bad as stepping in someone's remains, but I came on one shortly after a car caught fire and the guy had not gotten out. There were 4 feet coming out of every window. There's nothing I could do. Then I came upon one when I was in college. It happened probably 2, maybe not even that minutes before I got there. The police weren't even there. And I looked at the cars because it was right in front of one of the buildings I was going into. And in the lead car, apparently they had stopped at this building across the street from where I was going to be in. And someone must have hit them at extremely high speeds because the passenger in the car that was parked, they didn't have a headrest. And yes, this really did happen. In their back window, there was a round hole. And then the guy that hit them had a round hole in his front windshield. He hit him so hard that the passenger, without the headrest, her head popped off and landed in his passenger seat.
Wow.
Damn.
How fast were they going for that to have happened? Holy.
I think it was figured somewhere around 70 and a 35.
Jesus.
But one, she had to have a weak neck to begin with. It just really doesn't happen that often. Usually it'll fracture or kill someone, but to completely decapitate, it takes, even for a woman, it takes a little bit of force. So she had to have been frail and he had to have been quick. And it was, the safety glass at the time, this is just barely hit 90. and maybe it was still 89. So it wasn't the same as it is now. And her head just cleaned through 2 windows.
Holy hell.
Shit.
See, every time I get depressed thinking about my parents' murder in Crime Alley, I get on Chris and Adega, and they cheer me up so much. Thank you, guys.
Angelus is over here. What the hell did I
Do you have
join?
you have any Faces of Death stories you can tell us?
I don't actually, which is weird.
Oh, thank God.
But yeah,
Nothing that you'll share.
I don't have any that I can think of. Just like going to viewings and stuff, like just seeing like somebody that had passed is just enough. Is traumatizing enough. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, they never talk about like the sound and the smell of death. Like it freaked the shit out of me because it's like a smell you can't like. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like wet hamburger, and like raw wet hamburger, and like my shoes. Like I Asians, we don't wear shoes in the house. I had my shoes out, and there were flies all over them the next morning. Like a whole shitload of flies everywhere.
Well, William said the worst one that he saw, the worst accidents that he witnessed was a guy getting head while he was driving and having to brake suddenly.
The guillotine.
You guys win. I don't know. You'd almost want to be dead, right? Who wants to live after that?
Yeah. The Transformers.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's rough. Godzilla, how you doing, bro? Yeah, sorry. The morbid conversations because I witnessed another one today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just awful. Well, the aftermath. I don't know what happened because there was no car or anything. I didn't even see blood in the street. They were just zipping the body up and putting it into an all black SUV with black tinted windows and everything. It was strange.
Was it a hit?
I have no idea. There were cop cars there, an ambulance, and this black SUV.
Wow.
And it was like across the street from like a big famous park, but it's a one way, and you're coming right off the highway onto the street. So and where it was, like I have no idea because it was on the side that doesn't even have the sidewalk. So I don't know what the hell happened. Was it Ann Heech? Oh geez. I don't know. She was slamming on her brakes, but her car was still moving super fast. Yeah. Shadowhawk, how you doing, man?
Hey.
Yeah. And the only other topic that we discussed kind of briefly was there's a leader of a certain stupid comic group that is doxing people. So very horrific, really horrible shit. I think it's disgusting, and I urge anyone who's a creator to, reassure your backers that you won't be doing anything like that because that is beyond evil, and this is why Alex Jones was right again.
Friggin' frog's gay.
Just the very sentiment of that, just the seed of it being planted has shaken consumer confidence now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to hurt everyone and everything, I don't know how these people think or operate, people who support him, why they still do. It's beyond me. This isn't the first time either. I've shown it on a stream 6 or 7 months ago. This is horrible stuff. It really is. So, but again, everyone who's on my streams and on my panels, they do not do stuff like that. Creators on my panel, we deliver. We keep your identity private. We do not give that information out.
Sorry.
But yeah, you can't do that. You are destroying not just the business for yourself, but you're destroying the business for everyone else.
How do you even get around that in a crowdfunding? Like, so say you want to do 100%, assurance to your backers that it's not a question of whether or not the creator can dox you. It's more of a question of can the creator be prohibited from even seeing your address, and they do some type of intermediary thing. And it's like, I don't know how to get around that. Like, I don't know how to be like, dude, I'm honest, but don't take my word for it because we have something in place. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't take people's words for anything in business. Like, that's why we have contracts.
Yep.
But like,
but see,
doesn't that
hold on? But doesn't that break the contract with Indiegogo and these crowdfunding platforms? Because you're supposed to be keeping backer information private because there's banking info. There is, what do you call it? There's names, addresses, emails, phone numbers, all that stuff.
Well, there's something in Europe called the GDPR,
Mhm.
which you can actually, and this is something that Indiegogo might get really like ass rammed. And I feel bad for Indiegogo if this happens. But the GDPR, because I work in cybersecurity and all that, whatever. But there's actually like the right to be forgotten. There's the like all digital information requires consent from the provider of the information. So when you enter your name and address and all that stuff, excuse me, you actually have to consent. Like you actually have like a pop-up that says, I hereby consent to give this information to this person or whatever. And then on the recipient's end, they have to also have a consent that says, I will not proliferate this information beyond the business transaction, or whatever it is. And this is all written into the European Union law. Like this is part of the GDPR system. America, I don't think has it. So I think we're fine in the United States, but like that could really hurt Indiegogo. And if Indiegogo is going to get hurt, they're going to be like, dude, I'm not taking a fall.
Yeah.
They're going to point that somewhere else.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's really gross, dude. But yeah, again, what is with this week? This week is just total madness, crazy people. I feel very sorry for again what happened with that other shooting this week. Horrific stuff. And then the nonsense that they're doing on Trump, which that's what we kind of started this stream off with. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to go anywhere. They've already proven it that, again, Michael Cohen is a compulsive liar.
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. There's so many things against it, and they all know it. So they think just by getting, picking their jurors that are going to be completely paid off, allegedly, and everything else, that they could try to throw a book at them. There's nothing to throw because they even have the NDAs that were signed and all that stuff. And Stormy Daniels, she even said it. She came out and said that there was no relations between the two of them. That's in writing. That's in the courts. And Cohen signed it on the other side of the NDA. And then they said the money that was transacted between them had nothing to do with Trump. That was Cohen giving money to her. So They don't have anything. And they know they don't have anything. This is I don't
think it has anything to do with that. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I think the biggest thing is handing over someone from the Secret Service, even for a night. Didn't take Epstein long.
Yeah,
I'm not joking. It's a real worry for me if that was able to come to that. The people that take him into custody obviously would be people who are not thinking about obeying any law.
Oh no! Well, there are no laws anymore.
And and it's right or left. But it would be the next morning. Oh well, he was so upset he had a heart attack. Right.
Yeah. He caught COVID.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I think that's what it's going to end up coming to, because they're not going to get what they want. They're trying so hard because they want his fan base to go crazy and do something really stupid. That's why I say, people, don't do anything like that. Don't fall for this shit. That's what they want, and if they don't get what they want, they're gonna try to
We'll keep up in the ante.
Yeah. Well, of course, and they're doubling down because they don't have anything left, and they know how close it is. They just pretty much they practically made him a saint at this point. By doing that, he has support like you wouldn't believe. His stock's up through the roof. His popularity just like quadrupled. Okay, good luck.
Well, I'm seeing in like CNN.
Tina's spot on there. That's why they're doing it, because it takes away from what happened this week.
Distraction.
Distraction, of course.
Yep.
Because there's the bill that they're pushing through that is going to take all of our freedoms away online. If you talk bad about the crime family in the White House right now, that you could be arrested or have your bank account shut down. Like they're pushing through a bill claiming that it was through the TikTok stuff, and TikTok isn't even part of that stupid bill. It's crazy what they're doing right now, but it's all this stuff all at once. So it's distractions. It's talk about this nonstop. The news from when they released that info, it went all night. every channel was just talking about this. You have the ones who gloated, the one who's being paid for. You have the other side going, no, this is complete nonsense. You have every top lawyer going, no, they don't have a leg to stand on. This is all BS, 100%. His lawyers were hilarious. The one guy's like, I want to pay Trump because I'm going to have too much fun ripping Michael Cohen apart and exposing him. So it's going to be so much fun. I think I'm going to pay Trump. That's what he said. He goes, yeah, I'm really trembling. Because these people are psychotic. But on top of it, you broke laws across the board. So now that means this could happen to anyone at any time for any reason. They could go after previous presidents. They could do whatever they want. And this opened the door for both the right and the left.
Yep. Well, look at what Tina just said, too, about why a certain vengeance isn't...
Oh, they canceled it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Stuff is it's getting too out of hand.
Yeah.
And if you talk about any of that stuff on Twitter, I know they were locking out people's accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is insane, man.
it's pure insanity. And because so many people have been talking about it, I guess that's what stopped it.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. Is we're you know, what is it? The sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. Like, these people operate like it's the Dongbei Mafia in China. The government-backed hired thugs that go in. You know, they're the shock troopers. They disrupt and destroy. They're the brown shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we just got a big old spotlight because people. I don't even care if you're a normie, a left, like even left wingers are like, dude. 3 kids died. 3 young children died. Like, your whole Transformer bullshit doesn't matter anymore. Like, and then they try to like deify these people, like victimize them in the media. Like, she was gonna be an artist and a cartoonist. Oh, her parents were terrible. Yeah,
they also said that person was autistic or borderline autistic. So they said they're fine. Yeah, they're finding a lot of mental disorders.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's a mental disorder.
It is.
It needs to be treated as such.
People fed.
Yeah.
100%.
It
needs to be treated as such, and these people are delusional.
Now their pronouns are were. You know, like amen to those cops, dude.
I spin model. That's why we're not supporting Hasbro anymore.
Yeah. The Transformers.
Oh, ow! Less between the thighs.
Yeah.
What's up, Samba Go? No, it is ridiculous though. I mean, yeah, these are very heavy topics, but you know, we're doing our best to talk about stuff without being able to say things directly. I don't know. I'll see what happens after this stream, but I have been winning them, so I guess we are doing the right. Yeah,
we need to try harder.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Oh man, yeah. Well, I'm over here trying to be a professional, just like Mr. Pink.
Am I the only professional? Guys who act like a bunch of
pistachio ice cream.
Always saying they're gonna kill each other.
Mr. Black.
Oh my God. You know, it's I know Hollywood's probably still going crazy right now. A lot of people got silent. It's it's interesting. It's interesting, but we'll see.
Disney lost 7,000 jobs this week.
Disney, dude, I think they're gonna actually fold up Marvel at this point.
Yeah, it's a dead property.
Yeah, Perlmutter, they kicked his ass to the curb. Disney's looking at Marvel as just another loss. So what they're going to do is try to have like a handful more of like big events in their comics. It's not going to do the numbers they want, and then they're going to fold up shop and just do like trade paperbacks or your occasional like bigger story by itself. But again, trade paperback type style. I do think their days are numbered at this point. I went to a comic shop today, and I've been backing Mark Millar's stuff because I love that guy's his work is amazing. I was supposed to work with him, years ago. And most people know that story anyway, but I still love his stuff. So I'm like, let me get his new book. It was called Ambassador. So, but I'm looking at the wall, the new releases and stuff, and it is bare as bones. You have a handful of titles where, again, it's like the only time they stack them up where you'll see like, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 books. It's like a big event type thing. and or alternate covers. So like what these companies have to do, or I'm sorry, the comic shops have to do is buy a gigantic amount of really crappy books, so they get the 1 or 2 chase ones, the 1 in 100 variant covers nonsense, yeah, it's too much, dude. But what I saw there for Marvel, garbage. You had a Venom title, a Spider-Man title, and everything else was like some kind of really either they're using clip art studio or they're just tracing over images, like photo images of people or from movies and stuff, or it's all that really super duper little kid type art style that the kind that even like the coloring is like all like fuchsia, that type of stuff. It's an eyesore. It really is.
It's like color forms.
Yeah, on DC's end, they have a little bit more talent over there. There's a couple of books that I've seen some creative teams that are pretty good. But other than that, oh, dude, it is painful. Yeah, it's painful looking at that stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's like if you don't have the art, you better have the story. I mean, like look at The Crow. The Crow's art sucked, but the story was amazing. But like if you don't have either, how do you expect anybody to buy that shit?
I have no idea. That's a great question. Sambago, he's asking, did Vinny fix his leaking Hans cock? There's nothing leaking here, but my balls are definitely sagging. That's right. Every time I take a dump, if I don't move them over onto my lap, I'm teabagging the water. I hate having to shower every time I dump out, but I am 90 years old. Remember, boycott Indianapolis 7. Thank you, Samba Gogo. I should still be doing something with Jeff. He wants me to record for his book and maybe possibly something else. So yeah, there will be more Hans Cock coming up soon. I scared Tina. My apologies.
Sling him over the shoulder,
Yeah, dude, it's just, William, he knows what's up. He's like, he hates it. There's like 20 million covers for every issue of Gargoyle. But that's the other thing too. That's that really horrible company with what's that Nick Barucci, and that's all that guy is about. It's just scamming the customer,
Yeah, because you get confused. You buy the same book twice accidentally.
Yeah, that could definitely happen for sure. But it's they want to screw the retailers, and the retailers get stuck with all these books they can't do anything with.
Yeah.
It hurts their bottom line. A lot of them, you can't even refund these books anymore if you're a comic shop owner. It's pretty ridiculous. But again,
back in the day,
it stopped being about what's in the book, and it's just about variants now. That's all they care about.
Yeah, well, we're seeing it. We see it in our neck of the woods too. There's way too much out there. The only campaign I did one variant cover on, so you had 2 different covers to choose from, was Shadow of the Kraken. I had an opportunity. I could have got a pretty good artist, kind of not super well known, but had done a lot of work in the mainstream. I could have had him do a cover for me, but I'm like, maybe I'll save it up for another issue. But like, I wasn't just gonna go, just for the sake of it, and here's a 3rd cover, and then my costs go up even further as well. People get upset because it'd be like last minute or a late edition, and they're, I already backed that, and it's a refund now, or like there's so many stupid things. That's why if you're gonna try to do something like that, try to keep it simple, and launch it from the start would be my advice. But
man, now I feel guilty. I got like a variant book.
Well, no, see, what you did is completely different, and I've never seen anyone do that before. And I'm inclined to get both of them. I'm not going to just choose one.
Here.
Sweet. See, that book is issue 1's fantastic. What you did is you had 2 different takes from creative people, and it is beautiful. I mean, you got the preview up there. It was like 15 pages for those books, and people could see the difference. And to me, they both look amazing. So,
sweet.
That's a win.
Yeah, and it's going to be like a different perspective on each book too. So it's like
the
necessarily
writing different.
Yeah, not necessarily the same book.
Yeah, well, the the original team, Team A or whatever, like Zen, he's kind of like my producer / editor. He's taking all that stuff with Antonio and Elzier, and they're doing what they did with the first book. And then I'm over with Team Barbusco, and I'm doing the lettering on that. And I'm doing. I got an editor, a separate editor that's helping me with that as well. So basically, there might be wording differently, slightly. It's. I like Bancroft kind of did something like this where he had like the unedited version of the Lucent, the Waking Dream book, where it's like there's a little bit of like some wording might be different, or like certain things might be changed around slightly, and like to fans, like that's a huge buy in my opinion. That's like oh you're getting a different like like the director's cut essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had like a monkey paw on every page.
Jesus Christ.
I told him he could come over here and I teach him how to draw hands live on stream, and he laughed about it. And I'm like, no, the invitation's open, so whatever.
Well, I got a magnet of the hand. And,
I know.
yeah.
I think that's where it came from because I was breaking his ball so much.
Well, I like that he's got a sense of humor about it. It's like...
Oh, you have to when you draw hands like that.
Damn.
Douche Perucci. Yeah, like I said, that's Nick Perucci. He's somebody that person has just hurt the industry on so many levels too. That guy's not good. But I don't know. That's why what we're doing here I think is important. We got to have fun with this stuff. We got to get projects out there. We got to make sure that the customer, they know that they could rely on us and that they're going to be safe when they actually do back our projects. With the frog did yesterday, whatever. I saw it yesterday. I don't know when the hell it happened, but it seems like it was very soon because he had the shoe polish in his face. It's oh my God. It's who does that? Who docks his customers? That is just is horrible.
I hope there's some type of attempt at damage control soon because
it didn't look like it.
Well, it's going to hurt a lot of people.
It'll be like everything else and get swept under the rug.
They try to gaslight the audience, the simp armies into believing whatever horseshit he wants to spew out. But he said that, I never said I was against it. Whoa, hold on. And then the person who got doxxed, he showed tweet after tweet after tweet of him of the frog saying that he's 100% against it. Doxing is evil. It's wrong. Blah blah blah. But fast forward a year and a half, 2 years. Oh, I never said that. Oh no. Well, it's in writing. So again, it's disgusting. You're hurting customers. You're hurting creators. You're hurting everyone.
Hurting Indiegogo too.
Yeah, you're hurting Indiegogo and anyone else who, in passing, in any of this stuff. People who don't want to get the mainstream, or they do like the mainstream, but they want to see what's going on in the indie sphere. And they look in these circles and they see what are they seeing? They're seeing plagiarism, like straight up, freaking stealing people's IPs. You're seeing people getting stalked and harassed. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Dude, I don't know enough about I can't comment on that, but I can comment on seeing people that are like normies or people that are not in one group or another or whatever. Because I have friends in every group, I when in high school I sat at the jocks table, I also sat at the nerds table, and I sat at the geeks table. I sat everywhere because cliques to me were kind of weird, but it worries me when I see people I'm not going to drop any names, but I've been supporting their books, and they're not on Indiegogo, they're on Kickstarter, and they're like, "Yo, wait, is this real?" And they're like, "Quote," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I hope not. And then there's other people that are on the left side that are saying the same thing, and they're like, "Hey, see, you're part of a dox." I'm like, "No, what?"
Yeah,
I swear it's not me. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I don't know anybody
Oh, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Why do you do it? There's no reason. There is no reason to dox a customer. From what I saw, his ego was getting damaged, and he just threw it out there in the middle of a conversation. So yeah, it's really, really disgusting. Really disgusting.
It sucks too, because I used to go to bat for some of these people all the time, when people would talk shit on them, and it's but everything that they were saying is becoming true. So
Godzilla, you could go to my Twitter. There's the video clip is there. I'm not even gonna say its name on here because it's just disgusting. But Yeah, it's awful. You can't be doing that. Yeah, Tina was saying that. Yeah, his excuse this week was that person was a customer but no longer. That's no excuse. That is no excuse whatsoever. So if you happen to have backed the project a couple of years ago and you didn't like this person, you were vocal about some of the horrible things that person was doing, that doesn't make it okay for them to be, oh yeah, well, you know what, you don't back my stuff anymore, so we'll just put it out there. No, there's no excuse for that. There isn't.
Do that as a doctor, you go to jail.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then there's the whole GDPR thing. Like, what's going to happen is you're going to get some litigious person in there who's going to start snooping around and going, hey, Indiegogo, what's this thing you got going on where you can allow your creators to dox people? And then Indiegogo gets in hot water, and then they either shut down and we no longer have that as a platform to crowdfund on, or they start clamping down and doing all sorts of draconic knee-jerk reaction shit where we can't even, like, you know, oh, it's going to cost you an extra $100 to ship because you have to ship it to Indiegogo and then they can ship it out.
Yeah.
Humble.
What the hell?
Damn it, Tommy.
Exactly. Yeah, the Sentinel. Oh, you didn't hear about that? Yeah. He doxed somebody who used to work for him, basically, one of his attack dogs. It's gross. It's gross. But why did he do it? Because he was called out for something trying to dox another individual's father from a while back, and he goes, well, did you or did you not, you know, tell us to go attack? And we said we don't do that type of stuff. And he was getting pissy about it. They were having a little back and forth on someone's stream, apparently. I only saw the highlights, and they were enough to turn my stomach. Absolutely disgusting. You don't do that. You do not dox backers. Not ever.
This just in, Vinnieart. There's been a news report. There's been an update with the gay frog, and apparently there's been another shooting behind a pizzeria. It landed squarely in his mouth, but don't worry, he had a Kleenex and he wiped it all up, and it's okay.
It's not okay. Did the shoe polish run?
Not okay.
Goddamn.
Hold on. Here's another good one from AJ at Classic.
Fuck him. Fuck his family. Fuck all these people. God fucking damn it, man. What the fuck? Is there nobody fucking pure in this goddamn fucking world? Shit. From end to end. All over.
Yeah, I just worry that, like, you know, I almost, and I know this makes me sound like a selfish asshole, but, like, I almost wish it did get swept under the rug, because if it gets out, this could be a crowdfunding disaster across Kickstarter, you know what I mean? Like, this is the catalyst.
It already
could
is.
say the party's over. There's no, we're no
You know
longer
what?
going to have
Absolutely
crowdfunding.
shame on you, Chris Fisk, on apparently a transparency day. You're willing to come down on a gay frog like this. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Wait, what? I'm not coming down on anyone. I'm just saying that, yeah, I hope it just is like.
You'd rather come down on him to go down on him. I'm just saying.
Chris didn't say or do anything, brother.
Diversity and frog fusion.
Oh
The
my
guinea
God.
pig kibble has turned sour. Something's wrong with that one.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
If
like
you-
when a certain news about a certain beer bug got out about its origins and stuff, and it's like, if the United States doesn't intervene, step in, and bring to justice that, people with a lot less to lose will. And that worries me, because I don't want to be part of the collateral damage when that happens.
Yeah. It's a real horrible world we're living in right now. But see, this is what happens when people, they don't say anything. When they know someone's doing something super wrong and they keep looking the other way, or they comply because they think that they could get on a platform, or they could get noticed. You know, we see it all over the place. You know, from time to time we mention the government shit or some of the political stuff, because it's the same stuff. It's just on a smaller scale in the circles and a lot of these companies and businesses and whatnot. But it's the same shit. You know, being a coward, make sure that the horrible people continue to do bad things. So
I think every single last one of you should learn how to be good boys.
from the movie The
Dang it,
Voices.
Tommy.
Oh,
damn.
dude, it's insane, absolutely insane. But like I said, the people I have on my channel, they don't do stuff like that. We keep things very real for
Yeah,
everyone.
that's our word, though. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
we're giving our word. There needs to be a mechanized or something
Mhm.
to, because I'm not only a creator, like I'm a backer, dude. I got a
Same.
lung box now filled with this stuff. Like
Mhm.
that causes concern for me, but not all that much because I'm not too super words. Like, what are you gonna do to me? But
Maybe you
What-
need a
just-
phrase, Fisk. That's what you need, a phrase, and it should be a bundle of sticks.
okay, but like, what's gonna happen though is there are gonna be normies. People who catch wind of, oh, dude, don't do that because you could get doxxed. You know what I mean? It's like when you were a kid and you were going on like Kazaa or like one of those LimeWire sites or whatever. You're like, dude, don't download Kazaa because it'll freaking put a virus on your computer or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
You could
okay,
have just said like TikTok.
yeah. I mean, that's a government sanctioned virus, but you know what I mean? Like, you just planted the seed of doubt,
Mhm.
and people's words are not good enough when that seed of doubt is planted, because in business your word is like, it's why we have contracts, why we have legally binding things, because I just worry that people are like, dude, I ain't touching that shit. Like, yeah, that's a cool book, but I ain't gonna get doxxed for it, so yeah, F you, man. Like,
Yeah.
I guess the only saving grace I have is that I leverage Amazon. I can put my shit on Amazon, and that's in their park. Like, I don't see their addresses.
Yeah.
But
You know, I like everything that you're saying, Chris. I mean, you're talking about gassing and all these wonderful things, and you're talking about maybe putting a few people down as well. I like where this is going. I like the new Chris. Keep it up.
what the hell?
All right.
Damn.
Oh
But,
my god.
Yeah, I wonder, like that's why I'm like, I hope it just blows over, because if it doesn't, then it becomes.
Don't say blows over, Chris. He might show up in the chat.
Well,
Tommy
no,
needs
they
a
won't.
wellness. He needs a wellness check.
yeah, I just keep sniping. But it's just it just worries me that like some knee-jerk asshole at like in the EU, or somebody with a lawyer, or my dad's a solicitor and he's gonna sue you all, or somebody is gonna make things harder for Kickstarter and or Indiegogo, and then suddenly that's harder for us, and it's like,
There you
what
go.
do we do?
The devil pig here. Stop saying harder. You're going to get that frog excited, Chris.
Oh, goddamn.
Then at that point, everybody has to make their own
Yeah,
thing, like Ripaverse did.
Well, yeah, so Luke Stone just launched Fund My Comic, and it's like, how's that guy? Like, he's a small company, he's a small startup, How is he going to handle big corporate bullies coming in with like lawyers going, yeah, you're going to need to handle all of the shipping from here on out?
Yeah.
It's like, what, dude? I'm just a crowdfunding site. I'm not a shipping. Like, I didn't do logistics. Like,
Who are you shipping this time, Chris?
son of a bitch, dude.
Damn, Tommy's just going hard on Chris today. What's
I
going
know.
on?
I'm like, what the hell did I do? Dude.
Don't mind me. It's the medication.
Oh.
I already figured that.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. See, Ripa is a different situation altogether. He's someone who, again, he's got a massive fan base behind him. But again, well, same deal though. We still don't know. He has backer info. So I'm not saying he would do anything like that, but I'm saying no one really knows. But people are more inclined to trust him because they've known him or seen him on all these platforms for years and everything, and all these different channels. And like I said, he's got a big following. So it's great what he did. But at the same time, if someone else tries to do something like him who doesn't have that type of a fan base or something, like, well, how do we know we could trust you?
Yeah.
Because most people were kind of coming either from nowhere or had some work here or there. Not exactly a household name. So it's more difficult for sure. So that's what I mean, just kind of doing your own thing. There's a reason why people went to Indiegogo and Kickstarter and all that stuff, because it's a platform that supposedly has been trusted for years.
Yeah.
And the sales over there are pretty amazing. So people are like, yeah, I could trust that, But when you have creators that are sitting there and doxing people for whatever stupid personal vendettas that they have, it's disgusting. It's disgusting and it hurts everybody. So
Well, absolutely, because they're poisoning Timmy down the well at this point.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is you know, coming from cybersecurity background, like that becomes okay. How do we legally protect ourselves? And I'm not talking. The person who's asking that question isn't me or you. It's Indiegogo. It's Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And,
I'm they can't be happy about that at all because
people
have been adding them, and they should look into this because this is unheard of. You don't do that.
It's gonna make things harder on us. And I know I said harder again, but like,
they've been doing.
They're gonna pass the buck down.
But hold on. Aside from that, their behavior was doing that already. How many people have been shadow banned just because being in that circle or being near them? I know my campaigns were shadow banned, and for what reason? I'm not even part of anything.
I know, and that's what's so weird.
Look what they did to Frog G.
Yeah, exactly. And what exactly did that guy do?
Yeah, look at Frog G. That dude's been supporting people left, right, and center. He doesn't have anything bad to say about anybody. He just wants to get his book out there, which is great. They literally call me the fulfillment king. Every one of my campaigns was fulfilled. The only book that was even slightly late, and it was only by 2 to 3 months, was Shadow of the Kraken because I got COVID and there was a freaking paper shortage. Other than that, everything got fulfilled. I ended up fulfilling that one as soon as my books came in. Boom, everything went out the door. That's how you're supposed to do it. So why the hell would I have a shadow ban? It does not make any sense.
Well, look what they did to Sim. For Sim, they didn't shadow ban him. What they did was they waited until his campaign ended, where he's like, okay, give me the money so I can, use this for like printing and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, there was a problem with your campaign. You got to change something. We're holding all your money. Yeah. They did that to a couple other people too, and it's like,
this is brutal. Yeah, this is a lot of brutal shit, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's a way to stop the doxing, but that would have to be a change at GoGo. What they would do is they would be the ones that do the mailing lists. Without names,
logistics,
and they will send out as soon as the campaign's done. They would send out the list of addresses and the perk number next to them. And then so the person who sends out the comics has no idea who they're going to, just they have an address and what perk they get. No doxing would ever happen.
Yeah, like I don't like. I'm trying to think of how it could be done in a way that like assures the customer, assures the prospective backer that like you don't have to take somebody's word for it anymore. It's literally like, dude, even if they wanted to, they can't. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way you're going to assure about it.
Here's something else I think a lot of people probably didn't even take into consideration when they're thinking about these comics that they're trying to crowdfund anymore. The $600 threshold that goes into effect this year. That's something else that Indiegogo is going to be reporting, and that's actually going to drive down a lot of business too. So you got all this nonsense that's already going on with creators that are, pretty much destroying other creators just for the sake of their own ego and their maniacal attitudes. But then you have the government who's actively seeking to destroy small businesses as well. And this is another thing that Indiegogo, like same thing with eBay and all the other ones, anything over $600, they're this year they're reporting you to the IRS. And then you're going to have to fill out all kinds of forms. God only knows what kind of taxes they're going to make you pay. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah. Yep. Especially with everything that happened this week. They're really ramping shit up to drop the hammer on regular people. So, stay vigilant. Be aware of what's going on. And, everything's got to be peacefully done. Just remember that. My advice for anyone who is considering backing projects and might not, they're on the fence or they hear this news and it scares them. Again, my advice would be the people who don't do any of these stupid drama streams and all that crap, the ones who are actually having a good time with their friends and stuff along those lines. If you see them taking shots at other people over and over and over again like that, they're usually the ones that, don't waste your time on them. Or if they're, again, super, super late on their books, there's another red flag. There's things that there's like a checklist that you could basically look at to see who's trustworthy and who isn't, essentially, but that's why I said I hate all that stuff. I don't like it at all. I stayed away from that shit. The only times I was ever vocal is to defend and protect a friend of mine and his family, and when customers are being attacked. Those are the two things that will set me off, and you'll hear me get vocal about shit. Otherwise, we're having a good time over here. We're trying to hit some of the stuff that's going on right now in the real world as well. But again, we got to talk in code, which is kind of screwed up. But
stupid, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I was talking with Chris, and we're going to try to figure out to see how we could do something like Salty Cracker. If we do part of it on YouTube and then bring part of it over to another platform like Odyssey or Rumble or something. So we'll try to figure it out. It's tricky, but we got to start talking more about stuff. Tony, how you doing, brother?
What up?
I'm
here to dock Straven.
Oh shit!
Dox me harder, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Transylvania.
Yeah.
Not okay.
Third coffin on the left.
Oh my god. Well, Tony, let us know what's going on, brother. We were just about to start doing the sign-offs for people and letting them know where they could find them and everything. It is Friday, and in less than an hour, we're going to be hanging out with Draven. So
yeah, it's like International Wrestling Visibility Week. So.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan, man.
Well, think about it. We had Raw Monday, NXT Tuesday, Dynamite Wednesday. Yesterday, we had Ring of Honor. Now tonight, we've got this SmackDown before WrestleMania. We've got Rampage and the ROH pay-per-view, which we're headed over to watch ROH and Rampage in a little under 45 minutes. And then tomorrow, we have 2 days of WrestleMania, Saturday and Sunday. And then back to Raw on Monday. Like, holy shit. I remember watching wrestling on Mondays, maybe getting a small little bit of like Thunder or something on a Wednesday, and that was it. So maybe WCW Saturday night, but it's only if you're really into Finley. So yeah, I'll be over.
I like you, Tony. I mean, you come right on the panel and you start shooting completely live loads everywhere. I like this guy.
Only when the cinematographer's talking shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I'll be around watching wrestling with you guys. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice, dude. Yeah, looking forward as well. Last night was fun. We were over on Draven's. The wrestling stuff. I've been surprised. AEW's been really entertaining.
Oh, yeah. I hope Batman takes that line from Eddie Kingston. You look like an upside down diamond.
That was ridiculous.
That's what I thought I was banging, but it turns out it was her brown green hole. I was banging her Donatello.
So you like it? You like it when it's upside down? We'll send you to the place where people are skinned alive.
Is that like a piece of chewed up watermelon bubblegum? Like what? Oh,
Chris, since we're on you right now, let us know about your projects after that line.
Best segue ever. Hubba bubba.
Lift that red dress.
Yeah. If you're into fantasy action comics inspired by 90s adventure cartoons like Pirates of Darkwater, Disney's Gargoyles, Conan the Adventurer, head on over to Donatello. Head on over to InfiniteTaleChronicles.com. First book was crowdfunded back in 2021. It's available on Amazon now. Book 2 is well under production. You can read the first 15 pages for free. We've got variant books, so there's 2 different teams. So there's actually 2 previews there, which is pretty sweet. There's a whole bunch of info on there. I've added a recent blog talking about all the kind of inspirations and influences from the Infinite Tale Chronicles stuff, and I'll be adding in those little bite-sized lore nuggets that I made on the Infinite Tale Chronicles YouTube channel. Those little 1-minute shorts that give you a brief little explanation of the characters and little lore tidbits. So yeah, and thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah, man, dude. Always a blast having you on. Again, pretty good insight as well. His project is amazing. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go jump on it. Yeah, Infinitel Chronicles, awesome comic book. Can't wait for the
Oh,
sequel.
yeah. Thanks,
Dude,
man.
man, yeah, absolutely. And the
Oh, yeah.
tabletop game, man, gonna be good stuff. We got Draven, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we go, bro.
So tonight at 6:45, we'll be starting the live stream for Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor. Should be a stacked card. I'm looking forward to it. And then right after the pay-per-view, we'll go right into this week's episode of Rampage, and this is the card
Hell
for
yeah.
that.
Sweet.
So should be a good show on both sides. So I look forward to watching some wrestling with my buddies. And then thanks for having me here as always. And yeah, thanks to the chat for being here as well.
And you heard it here, folks. Strayland likes it at both ends.
Oh yeah.
Damn, London Bridge.
Damn. Well, we got the doc here. Hopefully, he's going to bring a little more class on his outro.
Actually, no. I had just recently saw on, and I hadn't seen it before, but I laughed my butt off. It was Geraldo in his younger years went up to a wrestler. And I have no idea who the guy was. It was backstage, and he told the guy, "Oh, to me, it's all fake." And the wrestler just flat-handed him across the head, knocked him on his butt, and he goes, "Yeah, that feel fake to you?" And then he smacked him again and walked off. It was a beautiful thing.
Was it Bruiser Brody?
Curly orange hair, I think.
Oh, orange. I know the guy. Like I can see his face, but I don't remember what his name was. Yeah, that guy was a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, but I think Geraldo needed a few more. It would have lasted a few years if he had at least one more. But things are going good on my end. Oh, could be.
I think it was. Yeah, because there was he was like another kind of upcoming Hulk Hogan type, but once he did that, because of the lawsuit and everything, McMahon dropped his ass. John Stossel, that's who it was. John Stossel with Dr. Death.
No, Hulk Hogan put John Stossel in a headlock and knocked him out on his talk show, right?
Oh, I don't know. David Schultz is the one that slapped Rivaldo, I think.
Oh, it was John Stossel.
It's on my so I have to go through my Twitter a few days ago and find it.
We gotta Google this one.
Yeah,
right.
But
David Schultz and John Stossel are the ones that did it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Holy crap, man! Yeah, that's something else. It's a shame too, because it's like, this guy was he was antagonizing him. He wanted it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it. But anyway, Doc, Adega's got some fantastic books. Want to tell the people about them or how to find them?
Yeah, if you want to actually find them, the best way to do it is to go to my channel and look up in the more recent video what is descriptions and below, and it will give you the ISBN numbers, because the pages, and I've mentioned this before, on Amazon and on Barnes and Noble keep changing. So I could link it, and then 3 days later it won't. It will just be an error page. So you get the ISBN numbers, and it gives a description of what's there. But I'm talking with my artist tomorrow, and we're finalizing, and it should be out next few days. The Olganza Witches. It's the beginning of the Blood Witch series. So it's the second book in the Blood Witch series that's going to be out real soon. So any of you who like the dark, high fantasy, lots of blood, gut, and horror and sad stories, here you go. Even a vampire would like it, because it's kind of similar. Kind of similar. I think you would really appreciate it. So anyway, good things are happening. Just about finished with the second book, and it'd be 400 years after that one takes place. So that one's almost done. Give it a couple months so I can make sure I get my copyright done with the Library of Congress, and then we'll get going with that too. So constantly pushing, constantly moving forward. And thanks as always, Vinny, and thanks for everybody being here.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. And like I said, and I can't wait. We both need to still clear the game, but once we do, we're gonna have a Resident Evil 4 remake
Dude.
live stream.
You want to talk about that? Oh,
Yeah.
I just had the cabin part that you were talking about the other day, Vinny. I did that last night when we got off the stream. Holy fuck, man!
Right.
Yep, this is it here.
that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
There you go. Boom. Yeah, that was John Stossel with them. But yeah, dude. Yeah, Tony. I told you that was intense.
Mhm.
Well, when the parasites bust out of their head in this one, it's so much like more, I guess, intense than the original game. Like, holy
yeah.
shit, man! I've got like
Mhm.
2 of the parasite heads walking around, a fucking brute swinging a hammer. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, running up and down the stairs, jumping off the ladder. Like, but yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. I'm like, yeah. All right. Doc's gonna do that on the hardest difficulty with a knife and one flash grenade. Like, it's gonna be amazing.
I could probably do that. I just took down the giant with a pistol.
Nice.
That was fun.
Which giant?
No, Doc
Oh,
is going to
the
go one
cave troll
step
thing?
above that, Vinny. He's going to
Oh,
put a special
Gigante?
mod in,
Yeah,
and he's going to take out every last enemy with a popsicle stick.
He's basically a Dega's John Wick. He's just got a pencil. He's got a pencil, and he's
Actually, I
clearing
did stop
out.
a murder once in real life. I'll have to tell you guys that story sometime.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I would love to hear that at some point. But yeah, oh my god, dude. Fantastic. That game is just so much fun. It's crazy. I gave him a tip though. I said when he gets to the castle, because things get even more intense. Tony, if you thought that like the ones that bust out of the head like that, you think they're kind of wicked, wait until you get to the monks. They do something I've never seen them do before in the original game.
Jesus.
Hopefully, it's not something behind a pizza parlor dumpster.
Well, they could in one shot could take your head off.
They tell you after the fact that you can use flash grenades on those to beat them quickly, but
Yeah.
like after the cabin, dude, a couple minutes later, you get to the part with the chainsaw ladies. They were fucking nothing after that cabin, dude. I took them out like nothing, but
Nice. What did you use to do it?
so I only had like 3 or 4 shotgun shells, and then I still had my hand grenade that I got in the cabin.
Mhm.
And you can go through the door. You don't have to stay in that room. You can go through the door outside.
Mhm.
So I just that and space. Then I just fucking took them out. I have the red 9 pistol and I have the stock for it, and I already leveled it up completely. So
Oh, nice.
fucking took them out with that.
Beautiful. Yeah. I think I'm gonna start upgrading that one. I got the other shotgun. I've been upgrading that one. Yeah, because once you get to the castle, you can even get like the extra body armor and shit too. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, the monks. Yeah, do you want the spoiler what they could do now?
Don't do it.
The
don't
only thing
know.
I heard is that you can no longer snipe them. You know, they got the ones that you could see on the other side of the building, and you could snipe them, so you don't have to fight them when you get there. But I heard they took that out.
No, that's not true.
Really?
Yeah, the one with the catapults.
Yeah, but they're way off. You have to have the long range scope on there to get them.
Do you still fight? Do you
No,
still
I
fight that
had-
big guy
Yeah,
what was that
he's
for you?
with the trench coat? The dude with the trench
Yep.
coat in this with the beard.
Yeah,
Still fight him?
the chief of the village. Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, Tony, he's getting up to that part too. I think it's kind
yeah,
of
like
intense.
he chased me. He chased us last night, and then the bridge breaks, and
Mhm.
you're separated by the canyon.
I know, and there's all the goodies that were dropped behind from the explosion.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That upset me in the original one too. But
I heard that canyon is called the Frog's Mouth.
yeah.
Yo.
Oh shit. But no, you could still pop the heads because I did it. The ones with the catapult, and I didn't even upgrade the scope. I used the regular rifle with the regular scope, and I was able to.
There's one part where there's nothing around, and it's like there's a tower at the castle, and if you put the scope on, you're in a little alcove, and you could see off. It's got to be at least game comparison for the old game. It was about 300-400 yards, and they're walking along a rampart, you have to wait for them, but they'll come by every once in a while, and you can pick them off before you even have to face them.
Okay.
It wasn't the catapults.
All right. So it's a different part. I'm not sure if I'm there yet. Then
It's
but
a quiet spot, but if you look out the area, you could see them, and it's someplace we have to go up and gather some resource, and I can't remember, but I do remember I loved sniping them, but I heard they took that out.
Oh damn! I hope not. I heard that the mine area is going to be a lot of fun, but I didn't look anything up. I just want to when I get to it. But there's been some really intense, amazing parts in this game. And do you remember the levels? And you had like those kind of pools of blood, and you had to like keep cranking, and the stairs would come down, and then they'd be like on either side, and you have to send Ashley to go hit like the levels that are rising, so you can get to the next area. Like you have to prop her up on something, and she runs across, and you have to cover her. Yeah, you have to cover her, and then you get attacked as well on the bottom.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it's like a red carpeted room with white, like marble all over the place. But yeah, there's like two platforms that you have to crank one, and it lifts in the middle, and then when she's on the top, she has to crank two other sides. So you got to cover her running back and forth, and they send like and they send them in. Well, Frankie watched me do that part too, and he was like, "What is this bullshit?" I had them clearly body shots, leg shots, and the bullet just magically went right through them. Like nothing happened. I'm like, what is this, a glitch?
Wait, I'm so confused, Vinny. Are you talking about a game because I hear ball and I hear cranking and somebody's watching? What is going on here? Is this
We're talking about Alec Baldwin when he shot. Never mind.
Right.
It was Daniel Baldwin.
You know what I found was really valuable is the bolts with the explosives on them. That actually does fairly well. So I've been using that more and more.
Yeah, those are pretty good. I want to start upgrading that thing too, but it sucks because you need some of the firepower against some of the bigger characters as well. Because I got up to the one dude with the Wolverine claws, and you got to get the Plagas on his back.
Berserker?
Yeah, the Berserker dude. I won't spoil that, but that part was very intense. That was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It felt like a movie. But yeah, just remember to stay low.
I didn't get the bolt shooter yet because I wasn't sure. I was limited on money, so I kind of Googled it. Like, should I get the rifle or the bolt shooter? Because it sounds cool, but
yeah,
the article I read said the bolts weren't very effective unless you did put the mines on them, but then it destroys the bolt.
Yeah,
so they're like, you're probably better off getting the rifle for now and then doing the bolt shooter either later in your second playthrough. So I was like, all right, but I mean, I kind of don't like that rifle. Like having to fucking between each round, having to see the animation and shit. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then I remember too, like in the original game, and they did it like in this too. You have the regular gun you start with, then you have the option to get the Punisher gun, which is supposed to be going through people, and it says that it's super powerful, but doesn't mention going through to get like in the original game. It was like you could go through 3 people, then you go up to 5 people, like you could shoot through.
Yeah.
But over here they don't say that, and then you could still get the blacktail. So it is interesting, and the blacktail is the more powerful out of the 3 of those guns once you can level it up all the way.
See, but I just waited to get the Red 9 instead of getting the Punisher.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because you can get that on the lake.
There's options, and that's why I like that. There's so many things to choose from and how you can take them out. Because like again, the method of shooting them in the knee and then doing an action move and then stabbing them on the floor if they're still wiggling around, like that's a good method. Because certain parts you're gonna have to. You can't just go straight for the head, because when these things grow out of your neck, and if you don't have any flash grenades or an easy way to take them out, we're talking, one-hit kills that they could do to you.
Yeah.
So it's just you were warned.
it's more blatant too. Like in the original game, once the parasites started popping out of their head, you would go for body shots and you'd be fine. You could just kill the villager and move on. But In this game, even if you do body shots, like you said, they'll fall on the ground and like start having the seizure. And if you don't run up and stab them within a few seconds, the fucking parasite will come out anyway.
I did get a parasite out with a knife once. Lost my knife afterwards, it broke, but I did get one of them with this knife.
Yeah, I've done that too. You could deflect them when they kind of attack as well, but yeah, they're very strong. So yeah, they'll screw up your blades and everything.
And this is definitely the best knife combat I've seen in a Resident Evil game, by the way.
Oh yeah, it is a lot of fun
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I know we're only kind of we're brushing the surface right now, but we'll get into a bigger conversation soon because I know Tony and the doc, myself.
See, Nelson's
I haven't played it yet.
He says Crom gives him strength. Well, my God is the four winds, and your God lives underneath him.
This is true, but yeah, no, yeah, man, Draven, if you do end up getting it and playing it, man.
The game I'm looking forward to the most though right now is Final Fantasy 16, which is the GIF I have.
Yeah, dude, that's beautiful.
Shiva. Basically, in this one, each nation has their own like person that can turn into the summons. They're called icons in this.
Okay.
And nice. So they use them to. Some are used as slaves. Some are used as like fighters and champions for each nation. And so.
Dude, that's awesome.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. But let's get to Tommy, and then we'll get going because we got about a half hour, and I want to eat something. But yeah, man.
What about Tony?
Yeah, Tony. He was the first one we covered. Unless Tony, you want to say something again? Go for it.
I can keep talking about Resident Evil for an hour.
Not for an hour. We got to go do some wrestling, man.
No, I went first. Just catch me over Draven's later on. And wherever we do WrestleMania at, I'll fucking be there too.
Yeah, we'll
probably
pick somebody.
I'm not sure what Etep's doing Saturday. Maybe he'll do it for his what you call it.
We'll talk about it off the stream because I talked to him earlier.
Oh, and my sketchbook. Yeah, I'm not going to be looking at that Fun My Comic at all. I'm not that familiar with the guy at all. Again, brand new platforms I don't trust. So. If I do, it might be one of the bigger name ones or something I know could handle, like larger campaigns. That's just something that's coming off the ground with someone I have no clue who the guy is. So, Tommy, let the good folks know where they could find you and anything else you'd love to say.
Trust no one. Always stay true to your convictions. Never compromise.
Yeah, he's right. Remember that. Amen to that. Everyone, please have a great night. Tune in over on Draven's channel in about a half hour. We're gonna be going over the wrestling. You can hear us saying some really funny shit and some crude stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of beautiful ladies who wrestle during those AEW matches. And the OnlyFans Oracle, he could probably guide you to their social media platforms like Instagrams and whatnot, and they're worth checking out. We'll just say that. Well, if you're a straight white male, you don't have to be white, but you got to be straight, and you'll appreciate them. Samba Gogo, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll chat soon. Sunday, we'll have a brand new intro that Tommy actually made, which is fantastic. So get ready for that one. It's going to be a good time. And on that note, since we mentioned hot broads, let's go out on where the hell is she? We had the Margot Robbie dancing. Maybe we'll give you a little flair too. Maybe we'll give you a 2 for.
I want to see it. Let's see what you got. Limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun that could kiss any woman right here, even that fat one, and make her cry. Brother, watch this, girls. Woo!